Alright, so here's something that's been making the rounds lately, a hit-and-run incident at a bus stop in Sydney's north. Now, on the surface, it sounds like your typical local news stories, right? But personally, I think there's a lot more to unpack here than just the headline. Let's break it down. First off, the incident happened on Longueville Road in Lane Cove, around 12:30 p.m. A pedestrian was reportedly hit by a driver who then fled the scene. What immediately stands out to me is the timing, midday, in a relatively busy area. You'd think someone would have seen something, right? But here's the thing, the driver was gone by the time police arrived. That's not just a hit and run, that's a well-timed escape. What does that suggest? In my opinion, it raises questions about premeditation or at least a calculated decision to flee. It's not like they panicked and drove off in the heat of the moment, they had enough presence of mind to disappear before authorities showed up. That's a detail I find fascinating. Now, the victim was treated for minor injuries and taken to Royal North Shore Hospital. Thankfully, it wasn't more serious, but here's where my commentary comes in. Even minor incidents like this can have major ripple effects. Think about it, this guy's day is completely upended. He's dealing with injuries, hospital visits, and probably a ton of stress. And for what? A driver's momentary lapse in judgment? Or maybe something more intentional? It's hard not to speculate. What many people don't realize is how common hit-and-runs actually are, especially in urban areas. But what makes this one interesting is the public reaction. A photo from a local Facebook group shows a badly damaged vehicle crash into the bus stop. That image alone tells a story. It's chaotic, it's jarring, and it sparks a lot of questions. Why did the driver leave? Were they under the influence? Did they panic? Or is there something else going on here? If you take a step back and think about it, this isn't just about one incident, it's about the broader issue of accountability on the road. From my perspective, this raises a deeper question: how do we prevent these kinds of incidents? Better surveillance? Stricter penalties? Or is it a cultural issue, a lack of empathy or responsibility? Personally, I think it's a mix of all three. But what this really suggests is that we need to have a bigger conversation about road safety and the consequences of our actions behind the wheel. One thing that immediately stands out is the role of social media in all this. That Facebook photo didn't just spread awareness, it turned this into a community issue. People are talking, speculating, and sharing their own experiences. That's powerful. It shows how quickly these stories can escalate and how much they resonate with people. In my opinion, that's both a good and a bad thing. It keeps the pressure on authorities to investigate, but it also risks spreading misinformation or sensationalizing the story. So, where does this leave us? Police are investigating, which is standard procedure, but I'm curious to see what they uncover. Will they find the driver? And if they do, what will the consequences be? What this really suggests is that even in a city as bustling as Sydney, these kinds of incidents can't just slip through the cracks. They demand attention, and they force us to think about the kind of community we want to live in. Closing thought, this isn't just a story about a hit and run, it's a story about accountability, community, and the ripple effects of our actions. Personally, I think it's a reminder that every decision we make, especially behind the wheel, has consequences. So, what do you think? Is this just another news story, or does it say something bigger about our society? Let me know in the comments below.